Hey folks, this is Jeff Whitney Duel at the Dogtrot bringing you another exciting adventure of life at the Dogtrot. Today we're in the kitchen of the Dogtrot with our partner and my best friend, Grace Whitney. And she's going to be cooking up a feast for you today. So, with all that said, let me bring Grace on in just a second. The Queen.
Okay, welcome. I'm going to make coq au vin. This is a dish I just learned how to make recently because I had a lot of chicken and I wanted to cook it special. So I found a good recipe and I found another good recipe and then I looked, I found another one. Lots of good recipes for this, but the basics are red wine, chicken, onions, mushrooms. I throw a little tiny garlic in, a little of this and a little of that herb-wise, and just let it cook for a long time. Easy and delicious. Let me just say something about our ingredients. We have chicken pieces. The first time I made it, I had a whole chicken. I cut it all up. Oh my God. Now, I don't discourage people from doing that if they have all afternoon, but the bottom line is, they make really nice cut chicken at the supermarket, and I have been using that since. So I have 2 large breasts and a bunch of drumsticks, and that's what I'm going to use. I'll cut the breasts in half when I get started. We have 2 packages of mushrooms, whole mushrooms, which I'll probably slice in half after I rinse them off. We have 4 large white onions. Normally, I would use those little baby white onions that you get at the holidays, but they didn't have any at the store, so I didn't. I'm going to boil up some potatoes to have on the side. We have some really good thick cut bacon here that we're going to use to first render down the fat, because we use the bacon fat to cook the chicken to get it browned. And I guess that's about all. I'll be first tossing the chicken after it's rinsed and dried in flour, and then sauteing it in the bacon fat, adding the other ingredients. Just let it sit for an hour or 2, and it's done. I don't use flour because I like gluten-free, but so I'm using Pamela's baking mix, which is great. And I've used that before. It's got a great flavor. And basically, I prefer to use all organic products, but it's harder to find around here. So we've got plenty of good stuff here, organic or not. We'll survive. And that's about it. We're done. Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, I've done a little bit of work here. I've rinsed the chicken off. I've pulled out some bacon. I've washed up the mushrooms and the onions. The potatoes will get dealt with later. I found a pot I hope is going to be big enough to hold everything. And I'm ready to get started. The first step is going to be to take the bacon, and I'm going to cut it. It's nice thick cut bacon from Piggly Wiggly, our favorite place to shop. And I'm just going to make it into little sections like this so that I don't have to break it up later. But the fat from the bacon is what we're going to use to cook the chicken to brown it. So first we're going to cook the bacon, and then of course all the bacon goes right into the dish anyway. Coq au vin. Yum, yum. Oh, as you can see, we've pulled out a glass of wine to show you what we're going to be pouring over the chicken. This is a very nice, reasonably priced Bolo Romano. Of course, this is a dish that comes from the Burgundy part of France. And you want to use a nice, rich red wine. But there are lots of rich red wines that don't have the label Burgundy. Burgundy, as all French wines, is a controlled label. You can find lots of Burgundy-like wine that will do just fine. You could use a Zinfandel, for example, or you could use, you just want it to have a rich flavor, not a little Pinot Noir. Those are kind of light. A Merlot is okay, but here we go. So I'm going to turn the flame on over here. And hopefully it goes on. Put the pot going. And I'm just going to throw this in. I'm going to smush it up into sections because I want it to render down all the fat. And then, while this is rendering, I'll get the chicken started. And stir it as we go. Let's see. All right, next step is to give me some room. A little lubrication never hurt. And first place, as it happens, we have mostly drumsticks, which is fine. But I did get these breasts, and they're humongous. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut these in half. I'm just literally going to cut right across. And with scissors first. Let's see if I can't just chop it right down. And that's a pretty huge piece. And there we go. Cut right through the bone. One down. One to go. Got it? So I'll start again. Maybe from the side. Maybe I'll do it from the side. What the heck? I could probably make it into 3, but I think I'll just do 2. It's just 2 really big pieces. This must have been a really big chicken. It's always good to have a good pair of kitchen knives, kitchen scissors for doing things like this. So that's pretty yummy. In fact, I might even turn that into 3. Let's go right down this way. Cut it into 3 pieces because those are good sized pieces of chicken. Okay, that's nice. The bacon is going to sizzle. Pushing it around, trying to break up all those pieces. Good luck here. Okay, next step. Next step, I'm going to flour the chicken. And to do that, I'm using gluten-free flour because I prefer non-gluten, but this is regular baking flour. Oops, we won't be using that. Let's see, what do we got over here? My favorite brand of gluten-free products for cooking, baking is Pamela's. You can find it on Amazon and at a lot of stores, even Walmart, Safeway, Wendy's, all those stores carry Pamela's. And it's very high quality. She uses biscuit, gluten-free baking powder, biscuit. It's just flour, it's got a little baking powder in it, won't hurt anything. And that way, tongs, because I don't want to be messing with this too much. Now to this, I am going to add salt. Because as a rule, I don't cook with a lot of salt, because you can always add salt later. But you want a little bit in, just when it's getting going. This pepper. And that's about all I'm going to be, oh, I know it. All I'm going to be adding here. There we go. Oh, I think that, let's see if I need more. I think there's a lot of chicken, but this is going to do it. All right, we're here, and we're just tossing the chicken, making sure it's nice and coated with the flour. Just get a plate real quick for it. So, another piece.
Well, while you prepare the rest of this, we'll take a little break here.
I'll get everything ready for the next day. Welcome back. As you can see, the bacon is finally nice and browned in little crispy pieces. And there's plenty of bacon fat, although I'm going to add a little butter. If I had some olive oil, I'd throw that in, but somehow I really managed to run out of it. So, here we go. And just a tad of butter. Put this down right here. Our chicken, as you can see, is all nicely floured up. So I'm going to just start dropping it into the this and get it started browning. While the chicken is browning up, basically we're just trying to get a nice crust on it. Not crust, but have it brown up. And that helps the flour to cook so that it'll thicken and make a wonderful sauce once everything else is done. I don't want to crowd it too much, I just want to get it all done. There we go. Let it sit a minute. That's sitting. Now what I'll do is set this aside. Let's just put this out of the way so that we can get started on the mushrooms. Here's these nice mushrooms. All I'm going to do with the mushrooms is clean the little tail off. We'll do that to start. And then I'm going to cut them. I like big chunky mushrooms in this. Otherwise they get lost. I've already rinsed them, of course. And they'll get sauteed in butter. And a little bit of salt and pepper. And nutmeg, which is a secret ingredient for cooking mushrooms, for cooking any broccoli or cabbage-based dish, cheese dishes, egg dishes, nutmeg. You should always have some around to brighten up your food. You don't use a lot, just enough to kind of, somehow it enhances the flavor. It doesn't overwhelm it. So it's just a good trick. Doing real quick. Put these tongs. And start with the brush. That's pretty much. Now the onions are the only thing that don't get pre-cooked because they just will go in once I clean them up. They'll just go right in with the rest of everything. I'll chop them and that'll be fine. There you go. What? Almost done here. One more to go. And we just want to keep turning them until they're nice and cooked all the way around.
Well, this looks mighty fine.
There we
Looking
go.
mighty fine here.
Now we're doing more mushroom chopping.
Now, what do you do with the cutoffs of the mushrooms? Do you put them into compost?
If I can, I put them where they're going to go back to Mother Earth. That's the best way. They're fine. Mushrooms are good fertilizer, I guess. I don't know. I'm not an expert. What do you think?
Oh, definitely go back to the compost. Compost are the hogs.
I don't know. Hogs like my little hogs will eat anything. So there you go. Just want these in good-sized pieces because otherwise with the rest of the stew as it cooks down, this would be raw. Sorry, yeah, you got to keep them in nice big chunks. So I'm just cutting them in half. Because you also want it so that they're bite-sized, and you don't want people having to cut a mushroom in half to eat it. You always want to think in terms of making things bite-sized. Okay, these are ready, so I'm going to get this going. Mushrooms are now prepared to go in. I'm going to put a big hunk of butter in and let that melt down, and then the mushrooms.
Now that's real butter, right?
That's definitely real butter. I don't use anything but butter. Margarine is nothing but solidified chemicals in corn oil. Corn which has been grown with chemicals. You do not want to use corn oil, any kind of those kind of oils. There are one or two that are all right, but I never use anything but olive oil. Olive oil or coconut oil. Coconut oil is just good. I'm telling you this. I'm going to try to drop these in. And there we go. Okay, well, you saw me scrape the mushrooms in. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. And some pepper. And nutmeg. Nutmeg. I'm going to add about half a teaspoon. And that'll do it. Let's stir those around and go back again and cooking.
Okay, well, we're going to let you keep on cooking. It's smelling delicious in here. And now, when does the garlic go in?
It'll go in. It'll go in shortly. I didn't want to put it in too soon. You don't want to burn garlic. You want to let the garlic get a little bit into the season, but it'll go through. I've already pulled it out. You see how the chicken is nicely browned.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'll take a leg right now.
yeah, this
Okay, we're going to step back, folks, and we'll be back to you at Life at the Dogtrot. With Grace in the kitchen at the Dogtrot.
chicken. Welcome back. Okay, look at this platter of nice brown chicken. And I'm getting it ready to put back in the pan along with these wonderful mushrooms that got cooked. This, and I also quartered the onions. And I have a pile of garlic to throw in with it too. And so all at this point with everything pre-cooked and ready to go, except the onions and the garlic will just cook in with the stew. The stew's going to cook an hour and a half to 2 hours on the stove top on a very low fire. So I'm getting it started again. I'm going to start by just putting the chicken in on the bottom of this pan.
That sure looks like a lot of chicken.
It is a lot of chicken, believe me, but we're planning on company, and this will last. It's always better the third and fourth day if there's any that's left that long. And I just pile it all in on the bottom of the pan, and I will, at some point, I will turn it around, and so that it all gets kind of cooked evenly, but it will be covered with the next thing, all the bacon we have here. I'm going to slop in all the juice. Next thing, I'm going to throw these mushrooms right in there with all their juice. In fact, I even put a little liquid in there just to make sure I deglaze that pan good. Here. I'm going to take, you see I have a little mound of maybe about 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. Throw the onions in. And that's done. Now I'm going to add just some parsley. So, half a handful if you have fresh parsley. Throw a bunch of that in. Put a little thyme in. I don't see any rosemary, so I'm not going to put that in. And that should do it. It doesn't have to, just the flavor of the chicken itself. Well, here's what goes in. Last and not least, I'm going to put, this is 2 liters. I'm going to put at least that much of this wine in there.
Do you mix that with any other liquids?
I'll add a little bit of water. I want there to be, let's see, a little more. I really am going to use it all except have enough for a glass for me today. That's all. Hello, folks. Well, it's all ready in the pot. I put enough, I put that bunch of wine in. I added a little water, just enough to almost cover everything because it will cook down and you don't want to overdo the water. And we'll let it cook about an hour and a half to 2 hours minimum. It should become nice and delicious, and we'll show you what it looks like when it comes out of the pot. Bye. Hello again. Here we are, all done. It's the chicken with the mushrooms and onions, boiled potatoes with parsley and butter, and it's ready to be eaten. Yum, yum. Enjoy. Bon appetit.
Well, thank you there, Chef Grace. I'm looking forward to it. So, all you folks out there in YouTube land, wish you were here.